Hello. Uh, Today I'll be talking about this book, Indian Society Themes and Social Issues, which we have written it in co-authorship with Dr. Aseem Hasnain, who teaches sociology at California State University. Let us take a quick review of the book first so that you are able to understand what this book is all about and why and how this book is useful. For the first question that I wish to pose is that why we have written this book. When there have been so many books in the market on Indian society, what was the need of adding to the crowd of books on Indian society? This is mainly because of the reason that most of the books of Indian society are meant for those who will be opting for sociology or anthropology. But in the last few years, the way questions are being asked in general studies paper 1 on Indian society, there was a very urgent need to present a book in such a manner as to maintain a balance between the requirements of general studies as well as sociology paper 2 and anthropology paper 2. If you notice, when the UPSC did away with one optional and prescribed only one optional, then what they did? They added a lot of content and more papers in general studies. And for the first time, we have lot of topics in general studies paper 1 on Indian society and culture dealing with Indian society. I will just give you some idea as to why we have written this book and why this book is useful for general studies as well as for sociology, anthropology, uh, your paper on essays, and also to face interviews or the personality test. I'm taking up a few questions which have been asked in the general studies in the last few years. Caste system is assuming new identities and associational forms. Hence, caste system cannot be eradicated. Comment. The life cycle of joint family depends on economic factors rather than social values. Discuss. Then debate the issue whether and how contemporary movements for assertion of Dalit identity works towards annihilation of caste. Now look, these questions have not been asked in sociology or anthropology, but in the paper for general studies. Some of you may protest and they say that, well, such questions dealing with the intricacies of Indian society were not supposed to be asked in general studies. That was beyond the scope of general studies. But as the saying goes, beggars are not choosers. So you have to take whatever you are being given. That is why we have been trying with the idea of writing a book, which at the same time may be useful also for general studies as well as for sociology and anthropology, paper 2. But at the same time, we have to keep it in mind that the requirements of general studies as well as sociology and anthropology are not the same. There is a word of caution. The word of caution is that when you deal with a question like this, which I have just taken out as a sample question out of so many similar questions that have been asked, you have to be aware that whenever you are attempting this question, and you have an optional of sociology or anthropology. Don't become too happy to see such questions that now you will be able to handle those questions. You have to take this precaution of not using too technical presentation, not jargon, because those who will be evaluating your answer books are not necessarily from the background of sociology or anthropology. So in general studies paper, you have to try to avoid the jargon, the technical terms as much as possible. But the content will be the same. The essence will be the same. At the same time, when you attempt this question or such questions in the paper of sociology or anthropology paper 2, then the requirement immediately changes. So in that case, you are supposed to use a lot of things, the jargon of these disciplines, the concepts of the discipline, the case studies, so many examples, and so on and so forth. Now, let us see how this is also useful for essay paper. You must have noticed that generally speaking, one question uh, for 1 year or the other is asked on one particular aspect of Indian society. So obviously, those with the background of sociology or anthropology, they definitely get an edge over others because they are better equipped to handle those questions. So we have taken uh, all the care to ensure that a lot of topics from current affairs are also there. Like say for instance, new farmers movement, Me Too movement, anti-CA movement, uh, honor killing of women, and so on and so forth. Uh, Abuses of or misuse of internet, social impact of internet, and a whole range of topics. So in a way, we have tried to incorporate as much material as possible so that you are able to handle the situation with confidence. When we look at what is being asked in your personality test or the interview, you must have noticed that a lot of questions of contemporary relevance to Indian society are being asked. And many of these questions are opinion oriented. The board members want to know your opinion. If it is not to be backed by data or reliable information, then you can't do anything. So we have, on the basis of feedback that we have been getting from successful candidates, we have tried to incorporate all those points in such a manner that you are able to face such questions on Indian society with confidence. As usual, we will be waiting for your feedback so that the book can be made more useful. Thank you.